damn phones. Babylons can't crack the code.
Last Chance U. It is a series I've talked about a lot on this channel, especially in the last few months. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about the best pro players from the Last Chance U series from Season 1 all the way to Season 4. So basically from East Mississippi Community College to the Independence Community College days. Now you may be wondering, why am I excluding Laney? That is because some of the main players that were featured on that Season 5 of the show at Laney College are not in the NFL yet, or even on the pro level at that. This video is going to cover the players from Season 1 to Season 4 that were primarily covered in those selected seasons. So I'm not going to be talking about someone who's made it to the NFL or has panned out with a good NFL career if they were never shown in the show at all. I will also be leaving links in the description down below of the previous Last Chance U videos I've made over the past few months, so y'all can check those out as well. Before I move on, remember to smash that like button and subscribe if you haven't already. Now let's get into it. To start this video off, I'm going to be talking about some honorable mentions. And the first player I'm going to be talking about is from Last Chance U Season 3 at Independence Community College in defensive lineman Emmett Gooden. Emmett currently plays professional football in Finland for the American Football League in Finland. He was that league's Defensive Player of the Year. Moving on to the next honorable mention spot from Season 2 of Last Chance U at EMCC, it is Chauncey Rivers. After a good career at Mississippi State, in the 2020 NFL Draft, he went undrafted but signed with the Baltimore Ravens. Chauncey spent the 2020 campaign with the Baltimore Ravens primarily on the practice squad. In 2021, he was released by the Ravens and claimed off the waivers by the Green Bay Packers, where he made the original 53-man roster, but unfortunately, he would end up suffering a torn ACL, and he has not played in the NFL since 2021 and is currently a free agent. In his NFL career, he totaled 2 tackles. The next spot goes to Malik Henry from ICC in Season 3 and Season 4, the quarterback. He would end up going to Nevada after his time at Independence, but was only there a season. After his time at Nevada, Malik Henry has played for a couple indoor pro football teams. For my final honorable mention, I have DeAndre Johnson from EMCC Last Chance U Season 2. He would end up going to FAU, where he was a backup for 2 seasons, then end up at Texas Southern. Since he's been done with his college football career, DeAndre Johnson would first get his start in pro football in the Spring League. Johnson most recently played in the USFL for the New Jersey Generals, and he had a pretty decent campaign. He was never the main quarterback, but he threw for 772 passing yards, which was 9th in the league, 2 passing touchdowns, 2 interceptions, and was a very good quarterback on the ground. He rushed for 310 total rushing yards, 12th in the league, and 4 total rushing touchdowns, which was tied in 4th. To start off the top 5 for my pro careers of Last Chance U players, coming in at number 5, it is quarterback from Season 1 of Last Chance U at EMCC, John Franklin III. He would play 1 season at Auburn as a quarterback and 1 season at FAU as a receiver. He went undrafted in the 2018 NFL Draft. The first team that John Franklin would play for in his pro career was the Chicago Bears as a defensive back. He was on their practice squad in the 2018 NFL season. He was released from the Chicago Bears right before the start of the 2019 NFL season. His next pit stop in his pro football career would be with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, this time as a wide receiver. He was primarily a practice squad player in 2019 for the Buccaneers, but did get activated to the active roster for a short amount of time. In 2020 with the Buccaneers, he was on the injury reserve list the entire season basically, after suffering a leg injury during training camp. Although he didn't play a single snap, he is still recognized as a Super Bowl champion in the 2021 Super Bowl that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers won. He got waived right before the start of the 2021 NFL season. He has not played in the NFL since then. Franklin most recently played for the Tampa Bay Bandits in the USFL as a wide receiver. In the 2022 USFL campaign, John Franklin recorded 14 receptions for 170 receiving yards and 3 touchdowns through the air. He also had a total of 222 kick return yards for the Tampa Bay Bandits. I feel like you can expect John Franklin back in the USFL and or XFL in 2022. Coming in at my number 4 spot from Last Chance U Season 2, it is Tim Bonner. After his time on Last Chance U, Bonner would play for FAU, where he had a solid career for the Owls. He would end up going undrafted in the NFL draft, but he would have an opportunity with the Canadian Football League. He has been playing in the Canadian Football League since 2020. He's currently played for 2 teams, the BC Lions from 2020 to 2022, and his current team, the Edmonton Elks. In his career in the CFL, he has 29 tackles, 7 sacks, and 2 forced fumbles. Next up at number 3, it is linebacker from EMCC Last Chance U Season 2, Dakota Allen. After his time on Last Chance U, Dakota Allen would play for Texas Tech, his old school before ending up at EMCC, and he would pan out a good career as a Red Raider. In the 2019 NFL Draft, he was taken in the 7th round by the LA Rams. Dakota Allen has played in the NFL since the 2019 NFL season, and he's been a journeyman in a sense, as he's played for the LA Rams, Jacksonville, Oakland, and the Cleveland Browns. He's primarily been a backup his entire career, as he's played in the total of 36 games and has started in 3 of them. His most prolific times in his NFL career, where he played the most, was in 2020 and 2021 as a member of Jacksonville. In his career, he has a total of 30 tackles, 19 solo tackles, 3 tackles for loss, 1 quarterback hit, and 1 forced fumble. He currently plays for the Cleveland Browns in 2022. Coming in at number 2, it is Tyree Phillips from East Mississippi Community College. Tyree Phillips, after his time at EMCC and Last Chance U, he would play for Mississippi State. In the 2020 NFL Draft, he was taken in the 3rd round by the Baltimore Ravens. Phillips would be a Raven for 2020 and 2021. He played in a total of 22 games in Baltimore, starting in 13 of them. He even had a fumble recovery in his rookie campaign in 2020. Overall, Tyree Phillips' time as a Raven was one where he struggled quite a bit. He even got released going into the 2022 NFL season. As of right now, Tyree Phillips is currently with the New York Giants, where he's played in 3 games, starting in 1 of them. For my final spot, the number 1 spot, from Last Chance U Season 3 and Season 4 at Independence, it is Jermaine Johnson. Jermaine Johnson is probably the best player, without a doubt, from the entire Last Chance U series, as he was the number 1 rated JUCO recruit in his class. He would end up playing for Georgia and Florida State before going to the NFL, and in the 2022 NFL Draft, he was taken in the 1st round, 26th overall selection by the New York Jets. I know this may be too early to say that he's going to have the best career out of everyone on Last Chance U, but let's be real, he was a 1st round pick, and knowing his potential, Jermaine Johnson's more than likely going to be the best NFL player or pro football player out of everyone from Seasons 1 to Season 4 of Last Chance U. In the first 6 games that he's played in as a New York Jet, he's been a backup, but he's been playing some solid football. 13 total tackles, 2.5 sacks, 3 quarterback hits, and 3 tackles for loss. That's not a bad start for your NFL career, especially as someone that's not a starter yet. Well guys, if you made this far into the video, drop something down in the comment section below what videos you want to see in the future. I will also be dropping down the previous Last Chance U videos I've made over the past few months in the description down below if you want to check those out as well. Don't forget, before you head out, to smash that like button, turn on those post notifications, and subscribe if you haven't already. B. Kelly out.